Alright, so these are not totally hidden hinges. You can see them, but I think they look pretty cool. They're kind of like a partially hidden reveal, so they do attach around back. And you can see how I just kind of extended this faceplate out. You got little seams there and everything, but it's just going to work a lot better. Alright, so here's just a look at that bungee cord solution. This little silver hook right up here is screwed in just enough so that it doesn't touch the top of the drawer, just barely. And that will be my anchor point for the bungee cord. I'll anchor the bungee cord here, it'll go straight down, and we should be all set. Alright, so I've got my bungee cords rigged up, and there's a hook on the top and a hook on the bottom on both sides, cabinets and the drawers. And just to be clear, this is just a solution for driving down the road. When you're not driving down the road, when the bus is parked, I would just pop these guys off, stow them probably in the drawer, and then be able to just enjoy the original action, like the nice smooth action of these drawers, and you know, really not worry about it. And then obviously put the bungee cords back on when you're back on the road. Okay, so I'm walking along the side of the bus and I see this, and oh my gosh, it just looks so much like an oil spill, but it's actually water. And Tink, I don't know why you're drinking that. And it's dyed black from all the black walnuts under here. And the source of the water, as you probably guessed, is the air conditioner. As of right now, it's just draining down the side of the bus. But if you ever doubted that this single rooftop air conditioner that's really loud and currently doesn't have the air filter on it, if you ever doubted that it would cool the bus, it's cool in the bus. It's a 93-degree day today. I think right now it's only about 90, but it feels just great in here. I am in a shady spot, so I know that if I was out in the desert in 95-degree heat in the direct sun, this sucker would probably heat up like a tin can. But right now with this guy blowing on full, it's really cool in here, very comfortable to work. So if you're wondering what's going on right now, basically I procrastinated just a little bit on this one job, which was cleaning up the ceilings. Ceilings in this bus are just kind of nasty because there was a bunch of adhesive like spray glue foam stuff along both sides to keep the air-conditioned air in the old air conditioners from permeating this holy metal, you know, from the cold air getting in there to keep it in the cabin. Anyway, that stuff was nasty. I cleaned it up pretty well, but I never cleaned it up perfectly. And now I need to clean it up perfectly because I want to apply some new paint and I want to put up some light fixtures. So anyway, I'm doing two things. One, using some mineral spirits just to get that goop finally off the paint, just get it cleaned up perfectly. And then there are a lot of holes in my ceiling, not these little acoustical holes that are supposed to be here, but holes from bolts and screws and whatnot, because there were these big metal ducts on the side of the bus. So I'm riveting over those holes, cleaning them up, getting them nice. It still looks a little funky, but I think with the coat of paint, it's gonna be pretty good. Alright, now this is something a little bit different on the prison bus. Melissa's out here and she's going to be reading a rough draft of a lecture she's giving in Germany in a week, in 5 days. And Tink is out here with the frisbee, so it's kind of like a family affair, part of the family. And I'm taping up for the painting of the ceiling.
To speak at this Cologne Futures event to give folks a sense of where it all began and what it's about. Kept me invested in the neuroscientific term. The presentation is bringing together the neuroscientific 8 or 9 as a way to characterize, in that case, fMRI, as it were. But as we worked results over process, it was described such work as necessary, uplift experimenters, competing and sometimes contrary stakeholders. It did prompt us to make arguments about relationships between disciplinary forming and trust, costs for experimental hours and fMRI, grant funding. Neither rumor is entirely true. Our collection is attention, among many others, for generations. Listen. Work on aspects of disciplinarity and the neuroscientific. In 2 books, and on the academic side of the neuroscientific turn. I also wrote a manifesto to journal editor. Ask, what does the neuroscientific technologies that are informed by hairstyling products, neurohair, and even description. Neuro has come to stand in for intelligence, mind, and it's associated with enhancement, functionality, away from the last available to consumers and the ideologies underpinning. Combine the well-known brain most to provide some feedback to users, created as solutions for sleep disorders, social and that the only way to find ourselves are the very principles or assumptions that underlie EEG wearables is conscious and open to management practices. The neuroscientific turn has affected many of the ways which I define as our desired. Right around the same time that sleep cycles were not because we are more in tune with our users with information about physiological indicators of a. They have also attached EEG electrodes to bike helmets. EEG wearable helps produce a mental snapshot of, or a mental cities through their mental signatures. Is one more. Whether these interventions are real or successful.
But it sounded pretty fresh.
Okay.
Like it didn't sound, or whatever, pretty good. All right, you heard it here. The first ever lecture about EEG wearables on the prison bus. We're gonna have like a pillow right where you're sitting and one behind you.
Well, that would be nice.
And then this will be like a table, so you can put your laptop here when you give me your next lecture.
When I give the next lecture, I expect you to be like ready to go.
Now the reason I was filling that up here at the house is just because I had a low fuel sensor warning. I think it was low fuel sensor. It could have been fuel pump or something. Anyway, I'm just gonna fire it up and see if I still get the warning light. Awesome, so the fuel alarm went off, fuel sensor alarm went off, so I guess I was just low on gas.